My first attempt with PowerPoint. So work with me. All right. This is the title of my book, When Cherry Blossoms Fall on Black Skin. But first, I'd like to bring you greetings from Washington, D.C. I'd like to give a special thanks to David and Richard for the invitation to share my work. During our time together, I plan to take you on a journey through various struggles, from personal mental health challenges to the broader societal issues that people deal with, and ultimately to the resilience of the human spirit. Some poems I will introduce, and others I'll let speak for themselves. What I'd like to show you first, again, this is my cover, and that's the image that will be on the cover. That picture, minus the cherry blossoms, hung in a gallery for many years. And I decided that I wanted to use it in this fashion. So when cherry blossoms fall on black skin. The first piece is titled The Ain't of What Is, and it's a philosophy. So as we think about life, this opening piece challenges us to think about the questions that we deal with when it pertains to mental health as well as societal norms. So these questions invite us to find our own truths. So the age of what is philosophy. In you, I embrace the ain't what is. It's the is of what ain't philosophy of unquestioning acceptance. I walk blindfolded, accepting shadows as substance. Need to peek behind the curtains because my mama said it is what it is if it is what it is. And my daddy said it is what it is if it is what it is. The doctor said it is what it is if it is what it is. The preacher said it is what it is if it is what it is. And the president said it is what it is if it is what it is. Yet time, a patient sculptor, chipped away at the facade, revealing the hidden isn't, glimmer of truth beneath the painted mask. Now I dance with doubt, a waltz of questions and answers, familiar cracks, revealing something new. It is not betrayal, but a metamorphosis, the chrysalis of what was, birthing the butterfly of what is. And if the familiar holds, it is not stagnation, but a deeper understanding, the layers of an onion peeled back, revealing the sweet, pungent core. So let questions be your compass. For in their swirling dance, you will not only find out what it ain't, but you also find out finally what it is. The next piece, the title is Albert Camus, Sisyphus, a constant struggle in my mind. Now, in Greek mythology, as you know, Sisyphus was condemned by the gods to the internal punishment for his deceit. His fate was to endlessly roll a boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down again as he neared the summit. Albert Camus, a French philosopher in 1942, wrote The Myth of Sisyphus, and he reinterpreted this tale as a metaphor for the human condition, seeing Sisyphus in endless struggle, a reflection of our own persistent efforts in the face of life's inherent absurdity. Through this poem, I try to draw a parallel between Sisyphus' plight and the daily challenges of living with mental illness. It explores how Sisyphus, we can, it explores like Sisyphus, we can find the meaning and even a form of contentment in the persistent struggle, good people, transforming a seemingly futile task into a source of strength and purpose. So Albert Camus' Myth of Sisyphus, constant struggle in my mind. I read the words of Albert Camus last night. My mind became the heel of Sisyphus. Thoughts, boulder I eternally push, absurd task, yet I find my strength in this task. Dawn breaks, and like Sisyphus, I rise. Tornadoes and hurricanes rage in my mind. Yet an indomitable will keeps me going. The time begins anew, familiar battleground. I read the words of Albert Camus last night. Learn to revolt as Sisyphus must have, not seeking escape, but meaning in repetition. In the daily struggles, I uncover fragments of joy. Up goes the boulder of my troubled thoughts. Down it crashes. Sisyphus, his familiar descent in this fall. I am most aware of it, most alive. Consciousness, my curse and my blessing. I read the words of Albert Camus last night. Passion ignites, as it must for Sisyphus. This ceaseless task reshapes my pain, transforming struggle into insight, anguish into art. The universe indifferent, as Sisyphus' gods were. Yet I persist, held by that indomitable will, embracing chaos. I choose to be free, accepting the absurd as my reality. I read the words of Albert Camus last night, saw my Sisyphean burden in a new light. Not happy despite, because of this fate, in this awareness, I create my own meaning. So I climb again and again, Sisyphus reborn, finding purpose in his little refrain. For in this struggle, not the summit I forge, is my path, turning darkness into dawn. So I read the words of Albert Camus last night, and I slept well. This is a forgotten soul woke up early this morning. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired. He hadn't slept. The deluge of rain had cracked open the morning sky, spilling a barren and bruised amount of rain against his window. The downpour from the vengeful drummer pounded and kept time with the frantic beat of his own heart. He was a soul adrift, forgotten by the world, and lost in the torrent of his own turmoil. The rain mirrored the tears he couldn't seem to outrun, each drop a silent testament to the prison he had built in his mind. As he lay there, Nelson Mandela's words from 2008 echoed in the storm's din. I can't pretend that I'm brave and that I can beat the whole world. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning, mired. His existence had become a suffocating torrent. It had engulfed him, overwhelmed him, and enslaved him in his stifling embrace. He was adrift, a castaway in a sea of his own despair. As he laid there, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s voice from 1967, a mournful trumpet, sliced through the air. As long as the mind is enslaved, the body can never be free. The forgotten soul woke up early this morning, tired. His body, tapestry of aches, offered no solace. The rain mirrored the tears he could not seem to outrun. Each drop a silent testament to the prison again he had built in his mind, perfectly capturing his own grief as he lay. He remembered Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, her royal cry and declaration from the 1964 Democratic Convention that mirrored the ache in his bones, weariness in his soul. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. The forgotten soul woke up early this morning, hired for pale light, fought his way through the windows, illuminated a crumpled job application. He had found a new job, a job that beckoned him with minimum wage promises and thoughts of a new beginning, a flicker of hope, a promise again of a new beginning. Finally, he would escape the sting of the word fire as he lay. Zora Neale Hurston's words in 1928, hands with right defiance, brought a ghost of a smile. Sometimes I feel discriminated against, but it does not make me angry. It merely astonishes me. How can anyone deny themselves the pleasure of my company? It's beyond me. A forgotten soul woke up early this morning scared. He felt suspended between despair and possibility. He didn't know if he could outrun the storm, but perhaps, just perhaps, he could find shelter within himself, a sunrise brewing in the wreckage of his night. He still yearned for the comfort of darkness, the rain's mournful lullaby, but the first rays of dawn held a promise, however faint, of a different kind of rain, one of cleansing, one of renewal, of a soul no longer forgotten, but finally found. He would step out into the rain, not fleeing, but facing it, finding his first stride toward being remembered as he laid there. He recalled the memories of watching the double episode of Big Times in 1974 when James suddenly died and Florida didn't cry until she was cleaning up the apartment after the funeral. As she carried the punch bowl to the sink, she suddenly stopped and dropped to the floor and she screamed out the immortal words, "Damn, damn, damn." The next piece is titled A Little Billy in the Morning. So I'd like you to help me consider the importance of music and how it can sometimes bridge the gap. In the quietude of morning, as the aroma of coffee sachets through the air, I find solace in the company of a little Billie Holiday. She, like the coffee I sip, is naturally low in calories and devoid of trans fat, a reflection, a refreshing departure from the mundane choices of sugar or cream. Essence of Billy is a melodic undertone to the day, a fine and mellow taste that complements the rich notes of the jazz she brought to life. The bittersweet echoes linger, reminiscent of the haunting imagery of the strange fruit hanging sadly on blood-colored dark green leaves in the Mississippi breeze. Choosing Billy over sugar or cream is a deliberate a conscious decision to embrace the raw, unfiltered emotion she encapsulates. Each sip resonates with the jazzy rhythm of her voice, creating a symphony of flavors that mirrors the complexities of life. As I savor every moment, I acknowledge that this choice is not just about coffee. It's a prelude to the day ahead. There, there's an intuition that today might unfold with a certain bitterness. And in the subtle embrace of Billy's presence, I find strength to face whatever challenges may come. So my morning coffee begins as a ritual, a fusion of sensory experiences and emotional preparation. With Billy as my companion, I navigate the day with a little more grace, touch of resilience, and the assurance that even in the midst of bitterness, there's a melody that will carry me through. because I can already tell it's going to be a bad, bad day. The next piece is titled Tessie Lee's Story. In the air, Tessie Lee's house hung heavy, like rain that wouldn't fall. Every whisper of her desire meant the same dull residue. A car, a dress, a home. Not dreams crush good people, but dreams suffocated, squeezed thin in the vice of his indifference. He wasn't cruel, just vacant. A man who painted in the shades of this is okay. His hands offering nothing but warm cups of acceptance. Acceptance wasn't enough. It was dust on a butterfly's wings, dimming the colors, silencing the flutters. So Tessie Lee stared out the window, longing etched into the lines around her eyes, not for a new car, good people, for a road painted with hope, not for a new dress, good people, for a touch that sent shivers down her spine, not for a new house, people, for a heartbeat beside her, whispering in the dark, this is more than okay. This is us. She knew, he always knew. A disagreeing man didn't see the glitter in her hair, the way it danced defiant against the sun, didn't feel the tremor in her fingers as she braided it, each twisting a silent prayer for more. Didn't count the nights her legs lay open, not for him, but for the echo of something missing, something yearning. Yes, Hessedly accepted him, not because she loved him, but because the emptiness outside was a colder beast than the apathy within. But acceptance wasn't enough anymore. It wasn't the sunrise she craved, just the flicker of a match against the encroaching darkness. And now the match was burned out. His silence a hollow in the air where his breath used to be. Your man is gone, Bessie Lee, and he ain't coming back. The words whispered by a friend, a chorus of truth echoing in the quiet. Bessie Lee turned again to the window. Tears painting new maps on her face, her heart, her, like a bruised bird, fluttered against the bars of this'll do. But there was a spark, a tiny ember of rebellion. She may have asked for what she got, but she wouldn't ask for it anymore. The next piece is titled, I learned about road signs rule. Caution, bridge make ice in winter. After the roadside, I fleetingly eyed as I traveled 276 miles south to Atlanta towards a fresh life, a new beginning. Each mile carried me closer to a new home. Caution, bridge made ice in winter. At the roadside I mulled over while I headed 180 miles south to Atlanta, a journey towards a budding love, each mile paving the way. Caution, bridge made ice in winter. Along the roadside I pondered upon traveling 77 miles south to Atlanta, embracing new friendships, each mile marking a new connection. Caution, bridge made ice in winter. What of the roadside I contemplated, progressing 35 miles south to Atlanta, venturing into challenges and heartache, each mile a step forward. Caution, bridge made ice in winter. Stood the road sign I paused in front of, nearly 1 mile south to Atlanta, approaching a new place to call home, each mile bringing me closer. Caution, bridge made ice in winter. at the road sign I thankfully and silently turned away from and drove 276 miles north from Atlanta, leaving behind potential woes and heartache each mile, leading me the way. My real home. Always remember, road signs rule. What I'd like to do now is share with you a few poems that address, excuse me, being a black man in this country. Now, this first piece is titled A Letter to Emma Lazarus. Now, the New Colossus is the poem at the base of the Statue of Liberty, engraved on a tablet on the pedestal, again on the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. The most famous words, give me your tired, your poor, your humble masses yearning to be free, are known and beloved by many people. Here's my open letter to you, Emma, author of the poem. Dear Emma, what simple words undoubtedly serve as a comforting balm for many weary sea travelers, a sturdy branch to hang an indomitable spirit, a steadfast beacon to those who sail from European shores to a distant land where pink and white stem toes flesh out the living canvas. That Emma, I must ask the question, what about me? Did you not see my boat pull in as you compassionately called out to others who travel here from lands beyond the shoulder of liberty? I too traveled the rough and uncertain seas. My body also ached, and my spirit cried day and night. Confusion and fear about what lies ahead of me, with anger and bewilderment about what had been stripped and torn from me. The middle passage has been engraved on my heart. I chanted songs of sorrow for the living and the dead, men, women, and children who unknowingly slept beside me. So, Emma, what about me? Soon to be viewed by all as only three-fifths of a man, my dignity peeled off, my 40 acres and two mules. I too, with masses yearning to breathe free. Masses were panting and, like me, slowly dying. Masses which were mirror images of the brown clay, golden morning sun, ruby sunset, and auburn-colored nights that framed the time you took to write your much lauded words. I too am one of the tired, poor, huddled in a mass, yearning to breathe free. So, Emma, I saw you standing on the shore. How in the hell did you not see me? The next piece is titled Alien Soul. We rise, casting off the chains of the past, our voices lifted, bathed in sunlight at last, no longer bound by shadows, oppressive hold, alien soul, harsh benefit of our bare souls, wearing with each sunrise to bleed for colors not our own. A sacrifice on a throne built on deceit, red, white, and blue, a mocking banner where some find solace while others find retreat. The price in memory scars, a heavy weight on time's a heavy weight on time's relentless march, defiance flickers of fire contained, whispers of ancestors, their courage untamed. Stones venom, a constant drip, fury, whispers of failure, burdens that cling, and disdain, a daily grind, a shackled life. We forge our future, legacies yet untold, a stolen sun, burning unfamiliar on our skin, torn from severed from home embraces, our worth measured in fractions, dreams devoured whole. Mother's cry, ghost on the window, children snatched, futures choked in shadows, Kings and queens, their spirits dim, lost to whispers, stirs in the land of strangers, land of the free, a painted facade, liberty's promise forever chained, warmth reserved for shores across the sea. Skin, always a barrier, shutting the door in front of me. I will be finishing shortly. The boxer and the ringmaster. Young man, your fists clenched tight. You dream of grappling giants, but listen close, son. The real fight ain't with the gods in the clouds. It's right here in the dust. Life. That sly ringmaster, he throws the hardest jabs. He bobs and weaves, a phantom dodging every swing. He'll whisper promises of glory, then unleash a sucker punch of doubt. He'll cheer you on from the sidelines, but leave you to face the toughest rounds alone. 24 hours a day. 12 rounds of sweat and grit. Each sunrise a bell, each sunset a final gong. The world throws haymakers, left hooks of heartbreak, uppercuts of loose. Your faith wells with tears, knuckles cracked from the blows. You taste your own blood. Feel the canvas kiss your back. Every breath of what? Every cry a wail like the iconic No Mars, the legendary sportscaster Paulo Cosell attributed to boxer Roberto Duran. No Mars, I said, no Mars. You do not wear fancy gloves to soften the blows, just raw knuckles against the storm. You swallow your fear, spit out despair, fuel your fire with the embers of your own will. But where's your corner man? That sly life who lured you into this ring. He's been through the wars with you, celebrated victories, licked your wounds after defeat. You thought he was your partner, the one who picked you up after fights, to train your spirit. But now, when shadows loom and the crowd roars, he's nowhere be found. Just a whispered apology on the wind. Time to train, son. Gotta get you to the next match, son. In this world, you dance alone. With each sunrise bringing with it new challenges, you are thrown into the ring of the world by uncertainty, a whirlwind of chaos testing your mettle. Forget those whispers of harder, thicker, stronger than life used to utter. They were lessons, not taunts. So fight, son. Fight like the sun paints the dawn, relentless and bold. Life may be a fickle ringmaster, but you are the champion of your own fate. Every stumble, every bruise, a badge of honor. With every sunrise, you rise again, bloodied, unbowed. In this fight, only opponent you truly conquer is yourself. And one day, when the final bell tolls, you step out of the ring, battered but unbeaten, head held high, and life, that old trickster, might give you a wink and say, "Not bad, son, not bad at all." And the last piece is grammatically incorrect, a spoken word symphony. They try to box me in, pull or pin me down with labels, nouns that hang heavy, verbs that dictate every move, but I am not an object, be possessed, or a marionette with strings for limbs. I am not a whisper of is or was, not a future tense that can predict. My being is a hurricane, ever shifting, writing its own narrative, unfurling in defiance of their finite definitions. Forget your adjectives. Your modifiers that diminish me. My light burns too bright to be dimmed by their pale descriptions. I am not dependent on their approval, their spells of good or bad. I wear my uniqueness as a crown, a tapestry woven with the threads of resilience and fire. Conjunctions cannot connect me to their expectations. Prepositions cannot place me beneath their gaze. I am not an afterthought, a footnote in their grand narrative. My voice will rise, a chorus untamed, unconfined by their rules. Yes. And I say it loudly, yes, I am grammatically incorrect. A sentence that breaks the mold. My language is the language of rebellion, a symphony of the marginalized and misunderstood. It sings of freedom, of carving my own path, of being emphatically me, unapologetically me. Take me as I am, a riot of colors, a whirlwind of emotions. I am the sunrise bursting through that pavements that is violent bloom in the desert. I am not an error, but an evolution, a testament to the beauty that lies beyond the confines of your textbook grammar. So let them parse me, analyze me, label me with their sterile terms. I will lie in the face of their limitations, for I am free, not just grammatically good people, but my soul, in my spirit, in the very essence of my being. There is nothing about me that can be described as a noun, a verb, or thing. I cannot be either and or budded out of existence. I am the phoenix that rises from the ashes, wings ablaze, forever soaring beyond the reach of somebody else's prescribed world. I fearlessly embrace my own individuality while I make my own mark in history. Thank you very much.